Samsung's One UI 7.0 is just around the corner, and it's shaping up to be a major visual overhaul. One of the most talked about features, the app icons. Early leaks showed some weird designs for Samsung's stock apps, but it looks like they've been tweaked before the official release. Let's dive into what's new with the UI, the icons, and all the exciting improvements Samsung is bringing to the table. When One UI 7.0 was first leaked a few weeks ago, some of the stock app icons got attention for all the wrong reasons. Icons for apps like Camera, Contacts, Gallery, Phone, and Samsung Notes have been redesigned, but the feedback wasn't exactly positive. Users were quick to point out that the icons looked strange and didn't fit with the sleek, modern design that Samsung is known for. But here's the good news. According to a well-known tipster, Ice Universe, Samsung took the criticism seriously. The company has now replaced the weird-looking icons with better, more reasonable designs. This change highlights just how much Samsung values user feedback and is willing to make improvements before a stable version of One UI 7.0 is rolled out. In fact, during the Samsung Developer Conference 2024, we had a chance to go hands-on with an internal beta version of One UI 7.0 running on the Galaxy S24 Ultra. The updated icons were a step in the right direction, but not all were perfect. We found that while icons for apps like Phone and Samsung Internet were fine, icons for Contacts, Gallery, and Samsung Notes still felt a little off. But with the stable version expected to drop early next year, there's still hope for even more refinement. Beyond just the icons, One UI 7.0 is packed with a slew of other exciting design changes. Samsung has revamped animations and transitions throughout the UI, making them smoother and more fluid compared to earlier versions. These improvements really stand out, especially when navigating between apps or pulling down the notification shade. Every action feels much more polished and snappy. Speaking of the notification shade, Samsung has also made changes to the battery icon in the status bar and introduced a new charging animation. On top of that, the Quick panel has received a fresh two-page layout, giving users more control over how they manage their notifications and quick settings. The notifications themselves are now bigger, with more rounded corners and circular icons that match the new, modern look of the UI. One UI 7.0 also makes one-handed use a lot easier. Samsung has moved the app drawer's search bar to the bottom of the screen, making it easier to reach without having to stretch your fingers. Additionally, the quick settings toggles are now more customizable, allowing users to arrange them in a way that best suits their needs. Whether you want to prioritize Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or something else, you can set it all up the way you like. One of the most exciting changes is the major UI revamp of Samsung's stock Camera app. The new design brings all of the controls to the bottom of the screen, making it much easier to use with just one hand, and icons that hopefully won't look weird by the final release. What are your thoughts on the new icons and UI changes? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to stay updated on all things Samsung and tech, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video where we'll break down even more tech news and updates. Until then, keep exploring the world of tech. Now let's dive into the exciting showdown between two of the biggest heavyweights in the smartphone world, Apple's iPhone 16 Pro Max and Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra. Both of these phones push the boundaries of mobile technology, offering cutting-edge features and exceptional performance. But which one takes the crown as the best big phone of 2024? Let's dive in and compare them side by side. Design. Starting with the design, both phones have distinct looks that reflect their brand identities. The iPhone 16 Pro Max stays true to Apple's iconic rectangular shape with flat sides and soft corners. This year, it features an even slimmer bezel, allowing for a larger 6.9-inch display. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra, on the other hand, keeps its sleek, curved edges and integrates the ever-popular S Pen, a feature unique to Samsung's Ultra series. Size-wise, the differences are minimal. The iPhone 16 Pro Max measures 163mm at 77.6mm, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra is slightly shorter, but a bit wider at 162.3mm at 79mm. That extra width allows room for the S Pen, which gives Samsung an edge in productivity. Apple, however, introduces something new this year, the camera control button, a capacitive touch key that allows for zooming and other camera controls with a swipe. When it comes to color options, Apple sticks with its sophisticated muted tones, white, black, natural, and the new Desert Titanium. Samsung goes for more variety with options like Titanium Violet and Yellow. And for those ordering through Samsung's website, you get access to exclusive colors like Titanium Blue and Green. Display. Now, onto the display. Both phones deliver top-tier screen technology. The iPhone 16 Pro Max boasts a 6.9-inch OLED display with a buttery-smooth 120Hz refresh rate. As with the iPhone 15 Pro series, you also get the always-on display feature, which lowers the refresh rate to just 1 Hz when the phone is idle. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra isn't far behind with its stunning 6.8-inch AMOLED display that also supports 120Hz refresh rates and an always-on feature. One advantage Samsung brings is an anti-reflective coating, making outdoor visibility much easier in bright sunlight, something the iPhone lacks. Both displays are breathtakingly vibrant, but there are subtle differences in color. The iPhone 16 Pro Max tends to lean towards warmer yellowish tones, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra has a cooler, more tealish hue. A standout feature for the iPhone 16 Pro Max is its ability to drop its brightness to just 1 nit for easier nighttime viewing, great for late-night scrolling. Performance. Now let's talk about what's under the hood. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is powered by Apple's latest A18 Pro chip, built on a second-generation 3nm process. This makes it incredibly efficient, with significant improvements in heat dissipation and sustained performance compared to its predecessor, the A17 Pro chip. Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra is no slouch either. It runs on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, custom-tuned for Galaxy devices. While the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 performs well, especially in gaming and graphics-intensive tasks, it tends to throttle a bit sooner than Apple's A18 Pro under extreme stress. In benchmark tests, the iPhone 16 Pro Max leads in CPU performance, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra takes the edge in 3D graphics, scoring slightly higher in peak performance. However, Apple's new chip excels in long-term sustained performance, so if you're planning on pushing your phone to its limits, the iPhone may have a slight edge. Camera next. Let's discuss one of the most critical aspects of any flagship phone, the cameras. The iPhone 16 Pro Max features a 48-megapixel main sensor paired with a new 48-megapixel ultra-wide sensor and a 12-megapixel telephoto lens with 5x optical zoom. Apple has also introduced a new lens coating to minimize lens flare, addressing a common complaint in previous models. On the flip side, Samsung's Galaxy S24 Ultra brings its camera game with a 200-megapixel main camera, a 50-megapixel zoom lens, a 10-megapixel telephoto camera with 3x zoom, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide sensor. Samsung has packed in more megapixels, but remember, megapixels aren't everything. The iPhone tends to produce more natural-looking photos, whereas the Galaxy S24 Ultra sometimes leans into oversaturation, delivering more vibrant images. In low-light photography, both phones perform exceptionally well, but Samsung's larger sensor can capture more detail in some scenarios. For video, the iPhone takes the crown with its 4K recording at 120 frames per second, ideal for capturing stunning slow-motion footage. While Samsung's camera app offers tons of customization, Apple's new camera control button provides a more intuitive experience for videographers. Battery life and charging. In terms of battery life, the iPhone 16 Pro Max packs a 4,685 mAh battery, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra edges it out with a 5,000 mAh battery. Both phones are more than capable of lasting through a day of heavy use, but Samsung's slightly larger battery may give it a slight advantage. When it comes to charging, Samsung takes the lead. The Galaxy S24 Ultra supports 45-watt wired charging compared to the iPhone's 20-watt charging speed. Samsung also has reverse wireless charging, which allows you to charge other devices like earbuds on the back of your phone, something Apple's iPhone 16 Pro Max doesn't offer. Software. Lastly, let's compare software. Both iOS and One UI are polished, mature operating systems, but they offer different user experiences. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is a fantastic choice. But if you're looking for more customization options, better charging speeds, and love the idea of an S Pen, Galaxy S24 Ultra might be the perfect phone for you. Ultimately, both of these phones are top-tier devices with a ton to offer. Whichever one you choose, you're getting a powerful, feature-packed smartphone that will keep you ahead of the curve in 2024.